down the road, your kids are going to watch college football and they're going to be like, Shedeur, how did he do in college?
I'm going to say, perfect timing for you to ask me that question, son. Let's toss on a highlight tape.
Yeah! Here we go!
Welcome, everybody, back to the Pin and Pull podcast. It has been quite some time now, but we are in a new location, new spot. Still same faces, but we're ready to talk some ball, talk some spring ball, and just get back to Razorback football, man. It's been too damn long. How are we doing, Pin? Or are you Pull or am I Pin?
Well, now you've changed positions. So, I've been contemplating since it's a new season. Is it a new logo?
Okay.
Is it because I don't want to get rid of Pin and Pull.
No.
But you going from left tackle to guard fucks up the logo because if you look at the logo, it's an L and it's a T, which nobody's been able to figure out.
No.
The Y is not a field goal post. So we did a poor job. It was a high level logo.
Yeah.
Maybe we get something more simple.
Maybe we got to rebrand a little bit. Still going to be Pin and Pull, but
yeah,
we'll bounce off it. We'll figure something out. But yeah, dude, like you said, I've made the move to guard. Huge transition, but it was something I really wanted. We've kind of talked a little bit about it in my press conferences I've had.
Fernando, Coach Pittman talked about your playing some inside, tackle too, but how do you feel about that? And do you feel like that is something that could help you at the next level?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. It was something that we talked about after the season, and it was kind of something that I kind of wanted for myself too. I've always knew that, at the next level, it's probably going to be inside or even possibly right tackle, and I just felt like right now was the perfect time, and with the guys that we brought in, it just felt like everything was right, and it was the perfect storm brewing. But, yeah, this is just kind of the first time kind of talking about it on the Pin and Pull.
People really I don't think they understand, dude, because you've been such a good player since you've entered college that, this is all rather foreign to you. It's not like you once played guard as a peewee football player. This is the first time you're ever playing this position, just like it was the first time you were ever playing left tackle 3 years ago. So what do you think you've learned from the first time you had to learn a new position at San Jose to now that you're learning this new position? What types of tips and tricks are you bringing into it?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing just has started off with my stance, figuring out, what I'm comfortable in. Obviously, I'm playing in 3-point stance now every single time, except for a few exceptions. But so just kind of figuring out that, and that's kind of what I've learned from obviously my first time learning how to play left tackle to now this is my first time playing left guard, is everything starts in the stance. And so the biggest thing for me is just figuring out what I'm comfortable with. How do I get into the right stance every time? And that's just kind of the start of everything. And I think I figured that out in the first few practices of all right, my ass is too high on my stance right here. All right, now I'm staying a little bit too low. My hips are kind of locked because I'm sitting too low. So I've kind of found that perfect medium towards the end of spring ball. And then after that is just kind of working on fundamentals. How do I get my first 2 steps down? How do I get my first 2 steps to cross the line of scrimmage now that I'm playing in a 3-point? Because everything's happening a lot quicker. Mm-hmm. And now I'm the half man in a lot of these combinations. So what that means is I'm working either with the center, I'm working with the tackle. At tackle, most of the time it was me alone, reach blocking, or sometimes I'd work with the guard on the backside or the tight end on the front side. But now it's every single play. And so that's just taking a lot of learning of how to obviously work with my new center and my new tackle. And but it's been a great learning experience because both of them make it a lot of fun. And it's just been a lot of fun playing football out there right now.
That's good to hear. I definitely was not expecting the the whole stance situation to be the way that you separate the difference. So you broke down that you were starting to get your stance finally correct. I mean, this is the first time we've ever done one of these in person. This is the first ever pin. Season 2 is the first time that we're ever together in person doing this. I just do the stance for the people
Yeah,
on camera.
why
You know,
not?
I'll hold the microphone for you. We're in person now, so
do I give a side view to the camera or a
I
back
think
view?
yeah, you do whatever you need to do
Alright.
here.
So just kind of obviously get a nice little base going, and then really just kind of drop those hips, and then just fall right into. You don't want too much weight on your hands, but just enough to kind of have your eyes still up, looking around, and then being able to move left and right and be able to make a play on the ball. So
I like that. I like that.
You know what's funny is you saying that just made me realize this is the first time we're doing this in person, because we have done other podcasts in person, but this is the first for the pin and pull, and so I felt really weird because that just hit me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of like as I was setting it up, I was like, man, this is weird because we did, let's see, a couple episodes of Gridiron Junkies, which is what this channel was before we rebranded to Pin and Pull. And then, yeah, I think that was it. And then we did one that I had my George Carmona podcast that was at your signing day party, which was that's a super cool episode. That one will go down in his. I mean, it's like everybody, you know.
Yeah, everybody talked in it. You know, we got to do that one again. I feel like once, obviously, that day comes.
Right.
We know a day. I don't want to. We don't got to say too much, but you know, there'll be another day where it comes, and I think we got to redo that again. And
for sure.
You know, just kind of a 5-year timestamp on that. So
I think
that'd be pretty sick.
I do think it would be sick, and I think this is a good idea for everybody out there. It's like, just set up a microphone. Like, even if you didn't even have video, like this audio recorder thing that you have right now that we bought the wrong SD card for, which is why we're holding the microphones like some fucking
jamokes.
Yeah, I know. But you know, we're making it work here. But you get one of those, you plug in a microphone, and I think if you did that at family gatherings, like, it's just like the funny family videos that everybody eventually sees. But at least with the audio, then your mind can start to wonder, you know, like what it looked like. But I don't know. I think this next one will definitely have video incorporated with it. It'll be lit. So we jumped straight into it, which I love. But today is the spring game. Yeah, it's Saturday and it's 9:00 at night right now. And I was hoping that we'd be able to talk about, you know, the way that the game shaked out today, and it was canceled. Yeah. So just if you want to give a little piece to all the people that made their way out here, you know, I know it was a crappy situation, but we got to see one of the fans at Topgolf when we went to Topgolf. So
we did. Actually, I met a few other people too when I went to the facility earlier, and obviously we're deeply sorry, man. We really wanted to play. All of us players wanted to show the great state of Arkansas, you know, what we have this year. And it's a really exciting product of football. And I think, I mean, you guys would have seen today just kind of the level that we're at, the way we're able to compete against each other, the ones, the twos, the threes, and just how much better we've gone from last year. You know, obviously having Talon in the system, second year with Bobby P at the helm, and, you know, just kind of how we're flowing as an offense. Like, you know, our goal is to be the number one offense in the country. And I feel like if we played today, people would have seen that. And so, you know, I'm really sorry to the fans that have drove down from Little Rock, from all around. We really wanted to play for you guys. And obviously people are coming down for the autograph signing. So stay tuned till the end, because we do have a little bit of a surprise towards the end of the video.
Stay tuned.
And so we'll kind of make up for, you know, some lost time. And, but yeah, no, greatly super sorry about kind of what happened and how it played out. You know, even I feel like Pittman was really like upset about it, because if you were here in Fayetteville Friday night, last night, you know, you'd have thought the world is ending the way that the thunder was coming down on us.
It's horrible.
And I tried to tell you, dude, this is, the southern thunderstorms are no joke. And so, you know, obviously it didn't work out the way we wanted it to, but you know, the fans will see in August. That's really when it matters.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at least you guys were on path to have one. Like, there's so many teams that opted to not have a spring game, which what are your thoughts on that? We haven't had a chance to ever get our thoughts across on the way that some of these programs elected not to do it this year.
Yeah, man.
As opposed to the way that this happened, which was all a weather mistake, which you're being very sorry for Mother Nature. You can't be sorry for Mother
Yeah.
Nature. Mother Nature does what it wants, but
It does.
a lot of teams just chose not to have one no matter what. What do you think about that?
Yeah, man, it's very, interesting because it honestly had me like thinking like, why has it changed so much in the past 2 years? I feel like spring games have changed an immense amount. I mean, Old Miss last year basically had a field day on their field instead of a spring game. So there's obviously something going on. And I think really at the end of the day, what it is, I think it's NIL that's really changing it. Coaches don't want their players really being shown on TV, and then also like they don't want injuries. I think that's the hugest thing is like, you go out, you're paying your top linebacker, X amount of money, and he goes out and blows his knee. This is not like the NFL where you could kind of go out and just get another guy like that. I mean, that guy's stuck in that contract. You can't really get that money back. And so I think that's kind of a part of it too. So obviously this was a Mother Nature situation, but I think what teams are doing is they're just trying to protect their team, their brand, and obviously their players and try to keep the house in-house.
Yeah. No, I definitely am noticing the shift. We all are noticing the shift. You guys got a general manager since the last time we had a podcast. Have you had a chance to introduce yourself to Remy, I believe is his name?
I have not met him yet. Honestly, there's so much stuff going on during spring ball and just kind of with the team in general,
Right.
I'm sure he has a lot going on his plate because I want to say he does almost all of the Razorback athletics. So he's trying to keep a good basketball team that they got and then obviously recruit some people for the football team. And I'm sure baseball, they have their own worries. So, he's a busy man. And so I haven't met him yet, but I'm sure that time will come here soon.
Yeah, it's interesting the way that everybody really adopted that wave, and it's changing. That's also changing the landscape of the way that college football is being portrayed. Okay, Junior, this is your last spring ball. What do you feel you have learned from spring ball number 1 when you came in till now? Like, what's one of the most meaningful things that you've, learned in the spring,
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to have fun. And, I feel like people always say this and it's just kind of cliche-ish, but like the biggest thing is we're literally not playing a game and there's nothing to stress about other than getting better. And, that's the most fun part about football is getting better, the process. And I think that's what spring is for. Obviously you're not game planning for anybody. You're literally solely focusing on how can I get better each and every day. And I feel like the first 2 years, you're younger, you're just like, how do I get through this? I am tired of being in football because it sometimes feels when you play that bowl game as late as we did that you're playing football from August till March. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing is just realizing like how awesome of an opportunity this is to get better and for each and every day better your craft and make yourself ready for August. And I just think each and every year I kind of grown an appreciation to the great game of football and kind of the craft and the process.
Yeah, I would say that this is just noticing things on your social media, but taking care of your body, I feel you've definitely gone up another level in your recovery work, and you're doing Pilates now.
Yeah,
which you want to shout out the. Yeah. I mean, we this Doc Buena Vida Chiropractic #1. Yeah. Number 2
would have to go to Activate IV. They've honestly been a huge help for me. I've hit their cryotherapy. I've done the IV bags, their compression boots. They're awesome. They're an amazing family. And I've also been going to this place called Jubilee Wellness and working, and they've been doing some Pilates there, like you've been saying. And I've grown a great appreciation for also taking care of my body. You see all these videos of LeBron talking about how he spends like X millions of dollars on his body, and I don't have that kind of money yet.
Right.
But I'm trying to do what the most I got, and I find I find a lot of joy in kind of doing that kind of stuff. Obviously your body feels the work that you're
reaps
doing.
Benefits.
And so no, it's been really good. The Pilates has been a lot of fun. Really hard. You got to try it out. But I think this all kind of clicked with me last year when I was getting a massage from the team masseuse. She was like, "Yeah, I worked with ex NFL players," and she was just talking about how all these players have like a team that they work with. So they have, the masseuse, they have a physical therapy person, they got the Pilates person, and she's like, if you really want to like do this at the next level, like you got to build a team. And I feel like that's what I'm doing right now. Obviously, it started off with Dr. Anthony and Buena Vida, and then, it's just kind of grown to the Pilates and to Activate. And I think, I have a really solid team behind me to kind of push me through this 5th year, because let me tell you, my body hurts, G.
Yeah.
Football catches up with you fast, but I love the game. So I want to play this for a long time. And I think, that team is going to help me out, for the rest of the year. And I'm super appreciative of all my team members.
Yeah, that's a great way of looking at it, is that you're building your own team. Because for individual sport athletes, I mean, it's simple. You have to do that.
Yeah.
But for a person that's already a part of a team, that's like a little bit of the insider knowledge that even though you have great amenities at Arkansas, it's taking it to the next step, right? Like it's leveling up, from just what's given to you to taking more opportunities. So glad we could take our opportunity to do that. Junior, this segues perfectly into the next crazy situation that happened with a quarterback that's about to be drafted this upcoming week. Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter had their numbers retired at the University of Colorado. Your thoughts on this Coach Prime power move?
It's unheard of. It's unheard of. And I don't think it's been done before. This is, like you just said, it's a power move. There's no other way of saying it. Travis Hunter definitely deserves it. Shedeur, to be determined, I guess.
Yes.
Maybe in the NFL.
Correct.
But definitely power move. Not even on a team. They're just like, fuck it. These guys are deserving to never have their number worn again here in Colorado. It's insane.
And no Shiloh.
No.
And I think that's the bigger one that's to be determined is, does Shiloh down the road get 21 retired? That would be the ultimate trio that you'd want up there. That's a lot of twos taken off the board too. That's 12, that's 2, that's 21. You got all those combinations pretty much are just, just nipped in the bud. But let's not forget, right? Because I think people don't appreciate this as much, okay? His first year there, they won 4 games. That was last year.
Yep. Solid
2 years
season.
ago.
Very solid.
This past year, they win more games. They're bowl eligible. They don't win the Big
They don't win
10,
the Big 12.
Big 12. And they get blown out in the bowl game.
By a Big 12 team.
So it's fitting that their numbers get retired because that's greatness. Am I missing what greatness is?
No, I think that's greatness. Is that what he says? I know Shedeur says something on his legendary.
Yeah.
That's legendary.
Yeah.
With a 2.
That's legendary with the 2. And in all respect, it's badass. Like, this is the biggest honor that you can be given as an athlete, is to have your number retired, never to be worn again. You will never see Colorado with number 2, all because of what Shedeur did. Now, I will say this, polarizing. Very polarizing player. Like, Travis Hunter, we get it with the Heisman. He's great. His number should be retired. I think people are giving Shedeur shit, but I mean, he was electric.
He was electric. He made plays. But like at the end of the day, I mean, we're going to look down the road. You know, your kids are going to come back, watch college football, and they're going to be like, Shedeur, how did he do in college? And you're going to be like, all right, I guess. I mean, they got to the Alamo Bowl.
Yeah.
And they got blown out.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to say, perfect timing for you to ask me that question, son. Let's toss on a highlight tape. And let's dissect. And then, because I plan on, when I have a kid, like, we're just going to have film sessions. Like,
yeah.
Like,
Sit down
what's
and
the
watch a
point of
tape.
me talking and just like, you know how like your parents can just drone on and on about, bro, we're going straight to the highlights and we're going to break down film. And I'm going to let my kid be the judge.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think that my kid, at whatever age he decides to ask me that perfect timing question, he's going to be like, Dad, it's perfect timing for me to tell you that he was all right.
I don't
He
know
was just
though,
all
but
right.
see, this is what's wrong with today's generation is we look at highlights. Because if you're going to watch Shedeur's highlights, those are going to be some fucking impressive highlights.
Yeah.
You're going to throw up the Baylor clip of him throwing it down 50 yards down the field and them going into overtime. Him making some crazy play at not Howard, but oh my God, what is their
Jackson
school?
State?
At Jackson State. You know, the highlights are going to look amazing. The highlights will make it seem like he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. This guy needs all numbers retired.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if you show him highlights, no doubt his jersey is going to be retired.
Okay.
But I think that's the issue, though, is we only watch highlights and
You're right.
you can make anybody look good off of highlights.
Correct. What I'm going to tell my kid is I'm going to be like, hey, listen, it wasn't the fact that Dion was the coach. He was so good that even in situations where they were up by a touchdown in the fourth quarter, Prime said, air it out. Air it out. I don't give a shit that it's 2nd and 7 and we have a lead in the fourth quarter. I'm going deep. That's because Shedeur was so good.
You know what? Maybe I might be wrong on this.
Some may say.
I might be wrong on this.
We all could be, right? I mean, but what my kid would then ask is, okay, he got his jersey retired. That's awesome. Must have been the first quarterback taken off the board. And that is yet to be determined. And that's why it's too early to do this.
Yeah.
They could have done this the first week of the college football season next year.
Right. For sure. And I mean, that kind of gives them time. He wouldn't have played a game already yet in the NFL.
No.
They do it the first week, but it at least gives them time to be on an NFL roster.
Right. Yeah. Are we going to, because, oh my gosh, I mean, this is just speculation city right now. Is he going to not want to play for a team that he gets drafted to?
Nah.
I don't think he'll pull that card.
No, I think he's going to play wherever he goes.
Right. Right. But we don't know. I mean, this could all change in about a week and a half.
Yeah, but this also kind of reminds me of like the Lonzo situation of like, my kid's going to the Lakers. If not, I mean, I guess he did go to the Lakers.
That is true.
He did speak that shit into existence. Yep. Shut up, Big Baller Brand.
It's on the rise right now. I mean, LaMelo held the family down there for a while Lonzo was sucking it up. And
he was injured.
And LiAngelo wasn't rapper famous yet.
Yeah. Shut up. Dude, he's been going off.
Yeah. Jello?
Yeah, Jello.
Jello, bro. Oh.
But Jello's always been the best, though. Even in Chino, he was that guy.
Hot take? Is that a hot take?
That's a hot take.
It's a crazy statement.
No, for sure, though. If you watch the highlights, he was the best player.
I mean, yeah. It definitely wasn't LaMelo Ball shooting half-court shots as a freshman.
Yeah, LaMelo just took all the shots, though. Jello was more efficient.
Wow. And, you know, people don't get the role players anymore.
No.
By the way, this would be awesome if Jello had a resurrection of his career Like he comes out with the hit song and now he's back in the league.
In the league.
Yeah.
That would be insane. That's some movie shit right there.
Yeah. I mean, all time. And I think, some teams will need to do it to sell tickets. Maybe he plays for the Trailblazers next year since they have nobody. Like, bring Portland back.
Who's on their team?
I don't know. That's an issue.
That is bad.
That's a real issue. So they need star power, so they might do that. I think, we have somebody coming in. Yes.
Who is that?
Pops, come in.
Come on, Dad.
Come on.
He wanted to be a part of the show.
Yeah, he did.
Come on.
He did.
No, don't act like
come
we
here.
didn't. Come on. Oh, you guys are recording. Get in the damn shot.
Here.
You guys pop in right here.
Just have a seat.
Put down the helmet.
Have a seat.
Move.
Here. You're good. People can see you're wearing pink sandals. You're gonna want to hold this like that. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Just a short
That's not a
little.
question. This is the first time Dad's on the show.
A short little stop.
Live appearance by Fernando Carmona Sr. First time on the pod. How are you feeling, Fernando?
I'm feeling great. Just it's an honor to be on the pod for you guys.
Okay.
I'm one of your biggest fans. I can't wait for episodes to come out. I enjoy them.
He is one of the biggest fans. Like the second the video is posted, we have already gotten a picture of him sitting on the couch with his dogs, watching the show. So we appreciate you for being a great fan.
And possible little clip on Snap.
Yeah.
So
that's when you know you made it big.
Tell him your Snap name. Let's see if we can get you some more.
Come on,
Snap
Dad.
Followers.
I don't know what
Go on your phone right now. I'll hype you up while you find this out.
my Snap.
Everybody
name?
that follows Fernando Sr. on
No,
Snap.
but see, I don't take
is-
followers because I don't know who they are.
Oh, he's private. Maybe you have to go public, Dad.
I am.
Everybody says you
Well,
are
I
the
put
best
my-
snapper.
I put my stories. Oh, I'm taboo.
He's taboo what?
TABOO.
I think his name is Proud Papa 1963. Proud Papa 1963 on Snap. Follow him. It's good.
It's really good content.
Yeah.
It's funny. You'll get a lot of turtles on there, a lot of dogs.
I'm a proud papa. These are my two boys, and I was born in '63. It's been good being on the show. You guys have a great one.
Thanks, Fernando.
I
Thanks, Dad.
would like to be involved in one of the little Ride for Riches.
Okay.
All right.
Love you, Pops.
Love
we got to
you
bring
too.
that up, too.
Yeah, no, that's a perfect segue.
Thousands of Ubers travel down Dixon daily, but only one pays you.
Passengers think they're catching just an ordinary ride, but what they don't know is they just entered into the ultimate trivia challenge. The rules are simple. Answer the questions correctly, you win cash. Get 3 questions wrong, and you're out of here. The closer we get to the destination, the harder the questions get. If you get stuck on a question, you can ask for help on the phone or on the street.
Only the smartest will make it to their destination richer than they started. Welcome to Ride for Riches.
That was good.
Love you, Dad.
Love you.
He was asleep.
I was live.
He was asleep 10 minutes ago watching Judge Judy on the couch. The fact that he entered is
And then
wild.
hopped on the pod after.
So yeah, he brings up Rides for Riches. We did this crazy cash cab idea. If you guys haven't seen this YouTube video by now, go click out of this video, go watch that, and then come back to this spot. Junior, boy, that was tough to make come true.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was extremely hard. And very just like awkward. Like it was just hard. Thanks obviously to the people that hopped in the car and played the game. It was a lot of fun once we were actually doing the game. But getting people off the side of the street, which I get. I totally understand. Very hard, awkward situation. I mean, you're getting a free ride and you're about to win some money. This sounds like something that's like you're taught in 4th grade of like, do not enter the vehicle. This is a bad situation. Do not enter.
Yeah. It's the kids with the candy and the bad guy in the van. Like that's definitely the vibe that I guess we were putting off at times.
Yeah.
So the very first rider that we got, I guess we give like a detailed look into like why this was so difficult. it's because we didn't use Uber. Like Junior was not a registered Uber driver. No. I'm not a registered Uber driver. We were just hoping that we can catch people as they were about to order their Uber, and instead of order their Uber, just get a ride from us and you get a chance to win money.
Which sounds great on paper.
Yes.
Sounds great on paper.
We're like, how would anybody say no to this? So the very first rider that we got, I got him in 30 seconds. Like, no exaggeration. It was so easy. We set up all the cameras. It was perfect. I see a guy standing on the sidewalk. He looks like he's about to, order an Uber. It was easy.
Yeah.
After that ride, I was told by so many people, no, get away from me. I went to a bus stop. It was mother-daughter weekend. It was also Mardi Gras weekend out here in Fayetteville. And so all these sorority girls are out with their moms. I see them at a bus stop. I'm like, I don't know, this is a pool of fucking 16 people. They're about to ride a bus.
Yeah.
Why don't you hop in this Tesla for a chance to win money? And that one hurts me to this day. Like, as I'm talking about it right now, I'm going up to approach these ladies and I say, hi, would any of you be interested in being on a game show? And literally the way I'm like slow with it and stuttering is how it came out too. Like, I'm not doing it for effect right now. It was, oh, would you like to be a part of a game show? We would give you a free ride and it's a chance to win money.
Yeah.
It's like Cash Cab. And it was like the moms moved closer to their daughters, pulled their daughters in close and said, no. And I walked away very sad after that. I think we called it a night after that.
We called it a night after that.
Because I was very depressed. I was like, Jesus, this is going to be difficult.
Yeah. But we ended up making it work. We got some good content out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the last time we'll ever do that.
Yeah.
$100 if you guys get this one correct.
Hey, right. Ooh, $100.
Here we go. Question number 10. What is the hardest natural substance on Earth?
I was going to say diamond, but I don't know.
That's what I want to say.
So do I, but I don't know.
Diamond.
Unless you guys have anything
Hardest
else.
substance isn't it obsidian? Wouldn't it be a...
I think diamond. But
Well, obsidian's not.
No?
no, but that is a stone. Diamond. Diamonds are fine.
Diamond is correct. That's a total to $100.
Hey,
Let's
right.
go.
Yes,
Thank God.
We got
Obsidian. It's like you had me thinking. It's like
I know. I was thinking about it. I was like, oh.
Diamond, man.
Yeah.
But I think it just kind of shows, I guess, people, what we could do later on. Not necessarily with that, but just our creative minds just kind of exploring and trying out new stuff.
I mean, it came out like if you really, because I'm going to say it did not get the amount of love that I thought it would right off the bat, but I think it was being posted to a cold YouTube channel. When we were popping during the football season, the season was a little bit warm. So there could be a re-upload of it later on down the road, just while we have some more traction and subscribers on the base to help lift it, because it was good. It's a real production. Like,
if you watch the video and like the camera angles and just kind of the gist of it, you could have fun with your family watching it.
Yes.
And so I think, that's just kind of, like you said, it was just cold.
Yeah.
It's cold season, cold feet.
Cold feet. We were on a little bit of like a, shit, we're getting our creative bag, and there's going to be more things. I want to do a golf vlog. That'll be the next, like cool piece. I think we might be able to achieve it out in Costa Rica, which would be amazing. But I guess that segues into the very last thing. I mean, we've talked college football news. We had a special appearance from Dad. Maybe a special appearance from Mom at the end of this episode. Why not? Yeah.
We got to show. She always gets mad at me because she always makes it seem like I don't have a mom. I do have a mom. Gail, I love you. Mom, I love you a ton. We got to show her some love.
Yeah.
She'll get mad at me if we don't bring her out here. So we're going to bring her out here.
Yes, we are going to do that. And before we do that, I wanted to ask you about your graduation, because you're graduating. It's been 5 years. What have you learned?
I've learned a lot of great things in college. Had a lot of great professors. Had a lot of great time in class, just absorbing knowledge. But I think the biggest thing I've learned is just kind of time management and how to kind of deal with schoolwork and being a student athlete. And because it's a very hard task to do, and being able to balance both of them. My first 2 years in college was a lot of late nights, 11 p.m., writing a paper, trying to get it out right before that deadline hits at 12. And I think I learned later on, like, hey, I kind of like my sleep at night. Let me just get this paper done a little bit earlier than I usually want to do it. And it's definitely made my life a lot easier, and I've had a lot more restful nights, to say the least.
Smart. And I think, it's something that you always hear people talk about, and it's the truth. Time is extremely valuable. You've been investing a lot of time into yourself, as you know, and all the audience does now with your recovery, working school into it on top of the practice and everything. It takes a lot of that me time out. But I don't know if you've ever been told the one thing to do if you feel like you struggle with time management is to write down what you do every 15 minutes, just in a day. Every 15 minutes, just write down what you have done or you are doing. And you'll realize how much time you just waste doing
nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Right. And so
damn,
that's a fun little thing for people out there to do. If you haven't done it, do it one day, and then you'll quickly realize, like, oh shit, I'm fucking lazy, But I guess that's a great way to summarize college. It's all time management, because there is lots of fun to be had. What's a memorable moment that you've had out here in Arkansas that, you're like, damn, this is a good classroom story?
A good classroom story, man. That you're throwing me right on the spot. Come on, G. Can you think of a memorable classroom story from your time?
There was one time,
okay,
that a kid who looks just like Jason Sudeikis, and I told him this when I saw him. It was an English class. It's like, man, you look just like Jason Sudeikis, right? And I never forgot it. But like, there was one day where we were in the same group, and there was a prompt, and I gave like my answer in the group, like sharing, and he was like, "That is so stupid." And I said, "The fuck do you mean that's stupid?" And I was like, "You don't fucking talk to me like that." Like, I literally got so offended that I'm like raising my voice to this kid. And he's like, "Yo, man, calm down. And I'm like, "No, dude, like, shut the fuck up." Like, it was bad. And I'm not a get in your face person, right. But it was, for whatever reason, this motherfucker just told me that my answer was stupid when I was actually trying. I think that's the thing.
Yeah,
in school, when you try and then you get told, like,
this sucks.
You're an idiot. You're like,
so demoralizing,
bro. And so I wasn't having it. And so that guy, I would consistently see him at UNLV's gym, like, all the time. Like, talk about after a bad situation, and then I made it right. Like, I think it was at the gym. I saw him, and he was kind of like very afraid of me. Like, he would see me at the gym, and I would, like, make that eye contact for a second, and he would be gone like 15 seconds later. Where'd he go? But I made it right. I said I was sorry.
That's good. As you should. But I know what you mean. When you put work into something and you get told you're a dumbass, it hurts. But now that you say this,
yes,
it wasn't in Arkansas, my college story. This was back in San Jose, but this was with my good friend Stu. It was public speaking, and I think the best memories come in classes where you're with your teammates. And I literally shit you not, we probably had a lift early that morning at like 6. That class was at like 1:15. Stu probably gets home after that lift, knocks out all day. and then wakes up, maybe the class is at 1:15, maybe wakes up at like 1:10. Nothing on a paper, nothing. Today was presentation day, and Stu had to perform. Nothing on his paper. Larry got out of bed, rolled out of bed, wearing Larry blue on blue, black fucking slides, no socks, just no care in the world. Walks in and Larry free balls the speech. Ends up getting a 96 on the speech. But I'll send you the clip. It is possibly one of the funniest I don't even know what to call it,
Speeches.
presentation.
Yeah.
Because and you're supposed to bring in 2 objects. So Stu finds the closest thing in the dorm. He finds a football on the ground and like a water bottle and brings it in. Those were his 2 objects that he used for the presentation. And it is the most funniest thing because he just free balls it. But it's not bad, but it was a straight coach's speech right before a game to a class of maybe 12 kids.
Oh, that's the
6
worst.
of them being football players.
That's the worst. What was your speech? Do you remember yours?
I cannot tell you what I talked about in my speech, but it was
Interesting.
probably not as good.
Yeah.
Not as emotional. Stu got into it. You would have thought Stu was at the Super Bowl with Tom Brady, ready to take on the Falcons.
Damn. I mean, when you talk about what you love, you can
could
definitely,
go
you
on.
could riff. That was good.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what my COM 101 communication speech had to be about?
Let's hear it.
Well, I picked it. I don't know why. It could have been about anything, but it was SeaWorld and the
no.
killing of the killer whales. And so
You were
like,
passionate about that for a little bit.
I had to be. I was writing a fucking great speech on it, and I still have it in my Google Drive to this day, and I'm terrified to open it. Like, like I see it. I'm wearing jeans and like a gray jacket, and I think I'm like,
You're Jeff Bezos, ready to go fucking present.
yeah. You look back on those classes too, and you realize at that moment as you're like talking about I had the photo of us at SeaWorld with the dolphins.
Yeah.
And I remember the line like, had I known what I know now in this photo.
Oh no.
I would have yanked myself out of that pool instead of riding a dolphin, which is so fucking cool.
So badass.
Yeah, and I'll never forget this. Just kind of crazy thing, right? It's SeaWorld. We had to put on wetsuits to swim with the dolphins. I'm like 5 years old. And then Mom and Nicole go off into like the ladies' locker room, and they're like, yeah, just go into the men's locker room and shower. And so there's like old ass guys just butt ass naked walking through. I'm 5 years old, bro. It was tragic.
Oh no.
That's the real crime of SeaWorld.
Yeah. We should talk about that.
We should, yeah. The fucking it was bad. The killer whales though, they're getting fucked over.
Yeah, they are.
But I think I've kind of developed this relationship with animals and humans that it's like they need us.
For sure. For sure.
And we're smart enough to put you where you are.
Yeah.
We're the apex predators. We're going to fucking use it.
We run this shit.
We
run this shit.
Yeah. You think a killer whale is, going to overtake a human?
Nah.
If we get into their element.
Maybe.
Yeah. You don't see it. But here's the thing. What if there is somewhere down in the ocean where these killer whales have like a human world? Where the roles are reversed.
And
they've taken fishermen and shit, and they lock them down.
Wow.
They're just dead bodies, floating around. But they're like, welcome to human world. You want to ride a human?
You should talk about that. Fuck all the other shit, dude. I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
It's the point that we haven't reached, too. They go that deep.
Yeah. There's so much shit in the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
That we don't know about.
Aliens.
I think so. I mean, that's... Talk about conspiracy land. What happened to the drones? We saw drones for like a month. Everybody's freaking out over the drones. Drones stopped.
Gone. Maybe that might be our new podcast. We kind of say
we segue into aliens,
football and conspiracies.
Football and conspiracies. Yeah, FC. Yeah,
I like FC.
Yeah. All right. So the last thing that we have to leave you guys with is a giveaway that we are doing. Because the Arkansas spring game got rained out and there was no autograph sessions, Junior, tell the people what you are going to be doing, and then I'll fill them in on how they can enter this giveaway.
Yeah, so we'll be giving away 2 Fernando Carmona Jr. football jerseys, autographed or not, whatever you want. And the way to enter is...
You have to follow Pin and Pool on Instagram. You have to subscribe to Pin and Pool on YouTube. And you have to, on our most recent Instagram post and on our pin post that will be explaining this giveaway, you have to tag 3 friends on Instagram into that post. And then that gives you the option to enter this giveaway. For a chance to get a jersey signed or not signed. I don't understand why you wouldn't want it signed, but you could still wear a signed jersey.
Always. I mean, I think it's kind of a power move if you wear a signed jersey, but
it is.
It's your call at the end of the day.
Very true. Enter. And yeah, that's our last piece of information before you guys start seeing some interviews with people in this seat. You're bringing on some players in the coming weeks. We're going to be going to Costa Rica.
So we got a family vlog.
We got a little family vlog situation. And then come summertime, we're going to be waiting for that SEC Media Day. And then once that happens, I think SEC Media Day kicks off really season 2.
No, most definitely. I think maybe even 2, a little NCAA 26, kind of check out what rating I get, kind of see how he plays, move him at tight end, see how he does, and get make that a little video too. I don't know. Just free balling.
Yes. And I have to ask you, what do you think you're going to be? And what would you be upset about? Like, what do you think you're going to be? What would make you irate? And then what would be like, holy shit, they could be inflating this year.
I would be really mad if I'm my same rating I am this year, which is, I want to say like an 83, 84. I'm hoping for like an 88. That's what I'm hoping for. The biggest thing is I'm hoping I have a star under my name. I will finish off with this little story. Coach Oglesby, my first coach at San Jose, he would always talk about how I had a star under my name in the NCAA. And he'd always like put that on us, and now I'm gonna have that back on that motherfucker. I have a star under my name. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see, though.
That is great. So yes, we will be doing that. So lots of fun. Make sure you guys subscribe. Go like and follow us on Instagram, and then tag 3 friends on our most recent post. Enter into that giveaway, and we will see you guys after we bring in Mom for a special quick interview. Here we go. Mom!
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 She asleep?
Come on in here.
Mom, wake up for a second.
People don't think you exist. She said they're going to have to wait a little longer.
She said, I know. They're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Mom is knocked out. It is a little bit late. What time is it? It is 10:10.
I think you were light on your hands there.
That's pass. You're selling pass right there.
Selling pass here?
But yeah, you got to get a little bit more. There we go. Butt down a little bit, eyes up. There we go.
Oh, yeah, this is money right here. I can do a whole bunch from
Give me a pass set. Set. Go, go, go. Oh, shit.
Inside. What you said? You had dual responsibilities? What do you got? You have
half a man.
You got half mans.
Half a man.
Half man. What happens when you add 2 half men? You ever work on the double punch?
There is a time where I have to
double
Superman.
Punch?
You had to Superman. You had to block the linebacker coming down and the nose coming in. So when they bring like a house blitz.
Right. You got to hunker down.
Hunker down. Throw both hands.
Inside man's most important.
Yep.
No tripping working, right? Yeah. But if you're wide enough, you can kind of. I don't know what I'm doing.
What the hell you're talking about?
I don't know. If I was an offensive lineman and people were trying to get past me, I'd be fucking
Tripping.
bro. Come on now. Like,
honestly, might be a strat I might have to use. We'll see.
pro tip. That's a pro tip. All right, we out.
Love y'all.
Hey, Razorback. Oh, baby, oh.